Welcome to Handsome Financial. We're going to talk about student loans and how some people just have $100,000 or more student loans. Let's take a look.
This is how much money I owe in student debt for my physician assistant degree. And before you go ahead and take out the phrase that is so commonly used, oh, but you knew how much you were taking out in the beginning. No, a lot of this has to do with interest alone.
$201,000 in student loan debt. That's almost a mortgage price at that point. My mortgage is just a little bit more than that. People's mortgages are even cheaper than that. It's going to take her years and years, and I'm sure that her monthly bill is going to be about $2,000 to $3,000, $4,000 just to pay off this student loan. And she even mentioned that number is actually not the entire principal. That also includes all the interest that has occurred with her student loans.
I borrowed just under $200,000 for my education, so that included undergrad and law school. But it was $198,876.01 if we're being exact. And currently I've paid that exact same amount back, $198,876.01. I really wish that meant that I was just done paying off my student loans, but unfortunately not all that money's gone straight towards principal. It's also had to cover interest that's been accrued. So about 2/3 has gone towards principal and the other third has paid back interest. So to date, it is $66,498.55 in interest.
At least this person right here is putting the effort, is putting money to pay off her student loan, which is awesome. When you borrow money, student loans, mortgage, personal loans, it's going to have interest, and so it's going to cost you more money to use it than the original amount that you borrowed. Just remember to be aware of the interest rates when you need to borrow money, and try your best to purchase things with cash only.
Who thinks $7,000 is a reasonable monthly payment amount for student loans? I was completely shocked. I'm a pharmacist. I have student loans. You've probably seen the saga on my TikTok about this. With all of the recent legislation, I just went through StudentGov's website and did some loan simulation. Thank God for income-based repayment, but I just wanted to show how unreasonable it is to have standard repayment only. So
this is very interesting. So when you have student loans, you have usually two options to pay them back. You have the standard repayment plan, which is usually going to be more money per month, or you can do an income-driven one or a 10-year plan. Normally, I don't recommend the income one because normally that's going to take you forever to pay off, and normally it's going to be a lot of interest on that. Most people try and go with the 10-year plan. This one sounds like she went with the standard repayment plan just to see how much money it was going to be. For her total to be paid was $350,000, and for this payment plan, it was $7,000 per month to pay for this. Now, she is a pharmacist, so she'll be making some pretty good money. You need to figure out what's best for you when paying back your student loans. Maybe the best option for you is the standard repayment plan, or it could possibly be the 10-year plan, or maybe it is the income-driven plan, but it's just always going to depend on you and your situation.
Just found out that my estimated student loan debt payoff is in the year 2049. 2049. 2049. Do I have my fiance start planning my funeral today or tomorrow?
Gosh, 2049 is her payment payoff. That's what, 24 years away. She'll finally have her student loans paid off. She looks pretty young. That could be almost double her life currently right now. She didn't say in this video how much student loan she has, but I'm going to guess if she has 24 years left to pay off that student loan, probably in the six-figure mark. Again, I don't know exactly. That's just a long time to be making a payment towards your student loans. It's almost, like I said, 24 years. That's almost like your mortgage payment. Mortgage payments are normally 30 years, but still 24 years trying to pay that back. Please be smart when you take out these student loans. Read the small print. Try to make the best financial sound advice for you in this situation. Not everyone has to go to college. Some degrees, obviously, you need to go to college, but not everyone has to go to college. Not every job out there requires a bachelor's degree, master's degree, so just be smart with it. Don't just sign away your life with these student loans and now you have to figure out how you're going to pay for it. You have this debt just lingering over you all the time, 24/7.
The actual chokehold my debt has on me as a 26-year-old with over $100,000 in student loan debt. Like so many other people, my family didn't know anything about money, anything about college. I fully applied to everything on my own, and they encouraged me to take out loans with Sally Mae, the demonic, evil student loan providers that are always pushing you to take out more. And I always see other people talking about this, and in the comments, there's always people like, ooh, take accountability, like, you're the one that took it out, you chose to take it out. Yeah, I did, and I can still be pissed about it. It literally, sometimes I'm like, Someone take me out. Like, I do not want to be alive.
So she brings up a couple of points. It seems like a lot of people that I've been watching when they're at that age of college, high school, they take out these massive loans that they're not quite aware financially of this, and they look back and they're like, how can people give an 18-year-old this amount of money for schooling? They don't know any better. Well, in my own opinion, you have Google now, you now have AI. It's very simple to just put in a prompt in AI and it can kind of spit out information for you to help you figure out exactly what student loans are. That excuse, I think, is kind of thrown out the window. Live in the world of information, and it's so easy now. Just remember that when you finish, you get to pay back those loans because those loans would not be forgiven.
I'm going to pay off the entirety of one of the loans. I've been saying I have $235,000 of student loan debt to pay off, and this is my current balance, which is now $236,000 that I need to pay off. Thank you, compound interest. This is my highest balance loan at the highest interest rate, which is $15,364.35. Oh my god, I'm dead. I literally just tried to type that exact number in, and now it's telling me if I want to pay it off, I actually have to pay $15,366.81. Again, daily interest. Ugh. Here we go. I'm about to click submit payment for the first time. Why do I want to throw up right now?
So I get this lady props. She's going ahead, making some payments to her student loans. She has over $200,000 in student loans, which is a crazy amount of money. And she's putting $15,000 towards it, which sounds like a lot of money, but when she puts it to it and her number just goes down by a little bit, percentage-wise, it's not the biggest percentage, but it is still something. I'm also proud of her that she actually has $15,000 that she can just put right away towards student loans. That is awesome. A lot of people don't have an extra $15,000 just laying around. And also she made a great point where she picked the loan that had the highest interest rate on it, and that way that's going to save her more money in the long run because the one with the highest interest rate is going to basically cost her more money. Great job on that. Keep it up.
I'm going to do another student loan payment of $30 today. We're doing $30 today for my loan preview, and we are going to submit that payment. Girl, we did it. Another $30 payment. I try to pay at least $30 a day, around $7.99 per month, $800. And so by doing $30 each day for 31 days, it's $930. So I'm paying over the required amount. So if you have a lot of credit card debt or even student loan debt, it's so much easier to pay it off in bite size every single day rather than paying such a...
So I don't agree with this person as well, doing a daily payment every single day. My main thought is, what happens if you forget? What happens if you get busy one day and you forget to make this daily payment? Say you're on vacation or something like that, and now your day's behind, and next thing you know, you're not gonna be able to make your full amount of payment for that month. You know what happens if she just lost internet for the day, or she forgot, or an emergency popped up and she was able to pay it and they might be charged extra interest. I personally recommend just set up a recurring payment on whatever day of the week that works best for you, that also aligns for when your income comes in, so that way you're not being overcharged in your checking account. Not the best advice. I'm glad again that she is putting money towards her student loans, that she's not paying it. I don't quite recommend doing it every single day because there's so many issues. Sometimes you're not be able to catch up.
I racked up $130,000 of student loan debt in my life, and I don't regret it. I do think it's extremely messed up. They let essentially children sign on to 6 figures of student loan debt before their frontal lobe is fully developed, and I wish I would have prioritized scholarships and grants while I was in college. Overall, I feel grateful for the career my education allows me to have. The biggest factor here is getting a degree that has a high income potential. It's so important to research starting salaries before you sign on to any debt. Now, while I did research starting salaries, I did not know how much debt I was actually into until 2 weeks before graduation. But the shock of seeing the amount of debt I was in is what really sparked my passion for personal finance and led me down the path of financial independence in the first place. That's
when you are searching for that degree and for the loan, obviously you don't want to pick a career or a job that is, all about the money. You want to pick something that you are passionate, that you do enjoy, because you don't want to force yourself to go into work every single day because it makes a lot of money, because you're gonna be miserable. Do some research and see if the degree you're getting able to support you in any sort of way. And then the other comment that she made regarding that, people take out these loans when they're barely out of high school and they don't know any better. Again, I mentioned earlier, I do think that these young adults, they are 18, 19-year-olds. Again, we have the internet, we have AI. You are able to research literally anything you want online. So I don't think that's the best excuse anymore. Say, oh, I was 18, I was young, I was dumb, I didn't know what I was doing. Well, in my mind, you're just kind of lazy. Go out there, do the research, just type into Google, type into AI, I want to get a student loan. What's this and this and this? Or better yet, if you have AI, if you have the actual loan that they gave you before you actually sign a document, upload it to AI. it will read through it all and give you a review and spit it out to you in more easier terminology so you can understand it, and that way you can make a better informed decision if you want to sign off with that loan or not, and you'll be able to see what you're getting yourself into in the long term.
I originally thought my husband owed $138,000 of student loan debt, but it's not $138,000. You know what it is? He has 21 separate loans. And so I've kind of listed them out and what balance I owe on, what we owe on each of them. And I want to tack them from the highest interest rate down. So the highest interest rate is 7.21%. It's like criminal for an 18-year-old to be able to take.
That's crazy that she didn't realize how much student loan debt her husband had until she actually dug into it, and it was about $40,000, $50,000 more than what she expected to. Didn't realize that most student loans are going to be broken down into multiple student loans, so it's not going to be like one fat one. It's going to have, 12, 15 of them listed out, and most of them are going to have different interest rates depending on when you pulled them out. I like what she's doing here. She's looking at them all. I think she said 15 of them, and she's going by whichever one has the highest interest rate. She's going to pay that one off first. That's the smart financial way to do it, because when you pay off the high interest one first, you're going to save money in the long run, because that one is recurring interest at a higher rate than all the other ones. So good job with that.
I'm 35 years old and in $169,292.74 of debt, and I still live at home with my parents. And you might as well bump that up to $266,722.97 in debt if you add in how much I will pay in interest. I started aggressively looking at my debt in January and truly didn't know the full financial picture until I got it all down on paper. Debts include 2 private student loans, 10 federal student loans, 1 auto loan, 1 private loan, and...
Dang, so she's 35 years old, living at home. She didn't say if she was living back at home because of the debt or not, or I don't know if she's always been living back at home, but she has over $170,000 in student loan debt. And then she gave us the number, what interest will be when she pays it off. I don't know if that's in 10 years, or if she takes 40 years. I would assume if she takes longer, that number is going to be even higher because of the interest is going to compound every single day. It is kind of sad to see a 35-year-old have to move back in with her parents or live with her parents because of that debt. That's just, I'm sure every single day she wakes up and just has a pit just in her stomach of so much debt just hanging over her.
After about a year of dating my boyfriend, I finally broke the news that I had $178,000 of debt, which he was very surprised about, but I also delivered it with a plan of how I was going to get out of debt, so I feel like that softened the blow a little bit. I truly think it's important to talk about finances with your significant other at some point into the relationship. Obviously not if you've been dating for like a month. But data does show that people fight about money and it can cause the end.
Well, I'm glad that she did tell her boyfriend about her debt. Boyfriend, if it's a serious kind of a commitment, or obviously definitely a marriage, you need to talk about your finances. Bringing student loan debt into a marriage is going to be not a financial burden, but it's just going to be something you need to talk about, something that is going to hang over both of you guys when you are married. Boyfriend and girlfriend, I think that's still smart to do. Bring it in there so that makes him aware of it. Again, I don't know how important that is to him with that much debt. Maybe someone out there's like, no, I'm not gonna date anyone who has that much student loan debt. I don't want to deal with it. So that might be a deal breaker. Maybe it's not, but I do think it was good for her to bring that up and talk about it first rather than it be a surprise later. And I am glad that she also has a plan laid out to pay off all that student loan debt. All of you guys out there also need to have a plan set up to pay off your student loan debt. And even if you say, oh, I'm not going to pay it off, who's going to come get you? Well, the government is going to get their money. Same thing with taxes. They're going to get their money. And if you don't start paying it back, then they're going to garnish your wages, which basically means every single paycheck from your company, take out money from that paycheck before it even hits your account. Sadly, even if you declare bankruptcy, those student loans do not go away. You still have to pay them back.
My student loan payment is due today for this much, which means that I'm going to go down from the 6 figures. Okay, I think my payment might have hit. Yes! Okay, so it's finally below 6 figures.
Oh, that's pretty funny. So she's excited that it finally goes below 6 figures, down to $99,000. Great job for her. Do you see that monthly payment though? I think it was like $1,100 just to her student loan debt. I mean, that again could be someone's rent. Heck, nowadays with everyone's car payments being so expensive, that could even be someone's car payment a month, but that's going to her student loans. She's just so excited to get it underneath the 6 figures. Now she's in the 5 figures, and hopefully she gets it down to the 4 figures and hopefully back down to 0. So great job. Keep it up. You got to stay consistent. Be committed to it. That way you can get your student loans all the way down to 0.
I'm in my 2nd year of medical school, and this is my current student debt. $191,000, and it literally goes up by hundreds every single day. And I currently have $8 in my bank account. It's like about $100,000 a year, And I think just right now in my mind, it's not real.
She's in medical school. In 2 years, she's racked up $200,000 in student loans. I don't know how that's even possible. I feel like medical school is not that expensive. $100,000 every single year in student loan debt is, in my mind right now, I'm thinking that is just insane. I don't know if she's going to a private school, if she's going to like Duke or Harvard or something with no scholarships, or I don't know if she's taking out student loans to pay for maybe housing and food and lots of other things that she might not actually need. Medical school makes me think it could be, 5, 6 years if she's going for a doctorate, 10, 12 years. At that rate, she's going to have over $1 million in student loan debt if she goes to become a doctorate of some sort. Wow, I'm very curious where she's going to school that it costs her that much money, and I would love to see the breakdown. But if that's the case, that is going to take her a very, very long time to pay back that much money. That's going to do it for today, looking at student loan debt of $100,000 or more. I was really surprised how many people actually have that much money in student loans. It really did blow my mind. There were so many of them, I had to make a video on it, share it with y'all out there. Again, please be smart with it. I'm not against school, I'm not about taking loans, but just be financially smart and aware with the different degrees and how much money you might even need to be taking out for those degrees, and have a plan to pay them back. If you guys enjoyed this video, please give this video a like, comment below, and please subscribe to my YouTube channel. I really, really appreciate it. And with that, you guys all have a good one out there.